Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the 23rd episode of the Checkerboard Podcast. Today, we're wrapping up a little saga of podcasts we were doing. It's a little bit long overdue, but we're finally here, fucking Breaking Bad finale. And of course, we got the GOATs with us. We got DJ Panda Liam.
We had a good thing going, Walt.
And then we got Gunnar, because I said DJ Panda.
What's up, Rugrats? Welcome back to another phase of our video.
But, dude, I can't believe, like, I genuinely didn't think I was gonna fucking finish, like, Breaking Bad this year because of how long I was taking a break on it. Like,
We're fucking here, bro.
yeah, dude, we're finally here. I was taking a break and watching anime, dude. I had to watch Bleach. But,
that's kind of cringe, bro.
Yeah, dude. But, honestly, it was worth it. I actually did kind of enjoy the finale. I have some complaints about it that we'll talk about later on. But before we get to the finale, we gotta get through like the rest of it, dude. Because there's so much to unpack in this season. Like, it's actually insane.
For real.
So, I'll kind of like, do you guys are you guys alright with me like, kind of going through the stuff that I remember and then like you guys fill in the gaps along the way?
Yeah, how about we do it that way? Like you go through the points that you thought were like craziest or that you wanted to cover, and then we can like fill in like supplemental and like talk about your reaction and thoughts about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm gonna
Tell
go.
you how long you are.
I'm gonna go through and try and remember, because, like I said, I kind of remember parts of, like, the end of Season 4. Like, I know Season 4 ends with, like, what's his name? Hector, the one guy that's always, like, fucking watching them when they're at the lab, and then Gus dying. I forget the one dude's... Is it Victor? I want to say Victor.
Tyrus.
Oh, Tyrus, yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. So, those three got killed.
He's annoying as fuck. Can't lie to you, bro.
And, dude, Gus, I mean, I know we're talking about Season 4 real quick. I just want to recap it. Dude, Gus has, like, the coldest death scene of all time, dude. Bro stands up, and you see his fucking skull exposed. Bro fixes his suit, and then he just drops dead. Like, that's insane.
Bro, and it's like, it's nuts because they film it in a way like, holy shit, this man survived this. Like, it's over for Walt, bro.
Dude.
You know, cause, like, but he fucking not, he's dead as fuck.
No, and, like, the thing is, like, I mean, I saw, like, the Funko Pop beforehand, and I already knew that he was gonna die. But, like, when I saw that, I was like, wait a second. Is this guy gonna legit survive and walk around for a bit? Like, with the fucked up face? Because, like, dude, that would have been insane. But, I mean, we're in a fucking realistic, somewhat world where we're not in fucking One Piece or anything. Bro's not surviving. So, you know, he drops dead. And the whole thing is, I think Season 1 actually, or, like, I think the first episode of Season 5, I mean, starts off with them pretty much, like, trying to clear up the whole lab and shit. Like, they blow it up. Unless, that might be the very end of the season. I could be totally wrong. But I know the first few episodes are them pretty much trying to clear up their, like, connections to, like, Gus's whole meth organization.
Yeah.
Where they pretty much, like I said, they blow up the lab. They use, like, that magnet thing to fucking, like, get rid of Gus's computer. All that shit.
Which that was a crazy fucking, like, plan, bro. Like...
Dude, bro pulled
you know
out the fucking Dr. Doofenshmirtz type.
Like,
The
dude,
magnetinator!
The magnetinator, bro, for real.
Like, but yeah, no, like, so, that shit was fucking insane.
One thing I want to throw out really quick is I like that, like, the kind of, like, very faint symbolism of how, like, two deaths that are, like, inadvertent, not deaths, but, like, two things that are, like, inadvertently Walter's fault, but, like, he didn't directly cause and or do, resulted in the high significance of something appearing to be okay and then not. And both the bear after the plane crash, like the pink bear had like half of its face blown off, and now with Gus later on, so it's just like both times Walter was responsible for like killing people, is because like he inadvertently caused like the entire completely advertently but not directly caused the entire scene of events to happen. Like he's not the one that actually caused the plane crash, nor is he the one who actually killed Gus. but like he's still like it's still like half on his hands, hence the face being blown up, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's wacky.
That is pretty sick. But yeah, and then I don't know how long it is into it. I think Walter's kind of like, I don't know if he's like fully like, yeah, I'm out or whatever, or what. But I know eventually he's like, you know what, I still want to fucking cook, bro. So he gets Jesse, he gets Mike.
Need that money.
And he's like, all right, let's start business up again. And I'm pretty sure Mike for a bit was like, nah, I don't want to join. I'm good. And I don't know I forget what convinces him, but eventually he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'll join. I'm in for a bit.
Mm-hmm. It was the fact that there was all those people that like Gus still like, you know, that Gus like paid off who got caught and that they had to keep quiet.
Oh
and
yeah.
So Mike did it because he was the only one who could do it, and like they made money to pay off those people.
Yeah, so
legacy cost, remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's that one girl that's introduced. I forget what her name is. Is it Lydia? Yeah.
Yep.
So Lydia gets introduced. She's this girl that always goes to the fucking diner. She's like the supplier of like the methylamine, if I'm correct. And she has like all the connections and shit. And she always goes to this diner, sits in the exact same seat, and she always asks for this fucking same drink. And she puts the stevia in it, and they never have stevia, which is something I'll talk about later on. And so, like, you kind of see how she is, and she pretty much is like, yeah, let's just fucking kill all these people. And Mike's like, yeah, let's not do that. Let's just, you know, let's leave them be before things
Stay
get...
calm, bro.
Yeah, let's stay calm. We don't have to kill anyone. We'll pay them off. And she's like, alright, I guess that's fine. And so, eventually... Like you said, Mike's like, all right, I'll join, but we're gonna be paying to keep them quiet. And Walt's like, nah, I don't want to do that. You can do that. And he's like, I forget, was Jesse helping with that too? Did Jesse contribute to that, or was he like, I'm also not gonna contribute to that?
No, Jesse contributed his money in place of Walter's because Walter's being a little bitch.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. So, then they have to pretty much figure out where their operation of base is gonna be, and they go to a bunch of different places. They go to like they go to a fucking tortilla factory, and Jesse steals the tortilla. They go to a few. I forget what the other places are. I know the last one is the arcade or like the laser tag place, from right. And like they go in like that little garage area, and that becomes like their headquarters. It's not actually where they cook, and then. Fucking Saul's like, oh yeah, here's the last option I have. I think it was Saul. I don't think it was Mike. And they're like, yeah, so here's what we could do. I have this group that pretty much like sprays houses for bugs and shit, and people can't come in for like a few days. And he pretty much says like, yeah, it's the perfect place to cook because there'll already be a faint smell. No one will be going in. No one will suspect it because it's all covered up. It's like legit the perfect place to do it, and then you can just go to a different place every single day. And they're like, okay, we fuck with that. So they do that, and then they gotta get their actual methylamine. So they go with Lydia, and also I think at this point Mike went and threatened her, and he's like, yeah, we're not fucking killing these people, or I'm gonna kill you.
But because she went against him and tried to fucking killed like
Oh yeah, she had that one guy. Yeah, she had that one guy go and kill the other dude. And Mike's like, yeah, I'm not fucking playing with you. I will kill you right here. I don't care if your child is like there with you or not or whatever. Like, I know she was like upset about her kid or whatever. She's like, oh, I want my kid to like see me or not see me. I don't remember which one it was, but anyway, so eventually they go and Jesse goes to like meet her at her like factory or whatever, and they're about to grab one, and they're like a barrel of like methylamine, I mean, and she's like, wait, there's like a bug on it. And fucking Mike thinks like, oh, she placed that shit, or she's lying, she's full of shit. And so they leave it there, and apparently I think this is when, like, Walter goes, like, at another point, I think this is like later down the line, or maybe it was earlier that day, I don't really remember which, I don't remember the timeline here, but essentially Walter goes and he's like, oh, Skylar fucking hates me, oh, boo-hoo, and, like, he's over to Hank at, like, the office, and Hank's like, alright, I'll get you a coffee, give me 1 second, I'll be right back, and so he puts, like, a bug right behind, like, the picture of him and Marie, and essentially, like, you know, he gets back, fucking Hank thinks nothing of it. And so that's when they go, and they're sitting in the headquarters, and they put on the computer, and they're listening, and, you know, Hank's making this call. He's talking to Gomez first, I think. And he's like, because Lydia calls them, if I'm correct, and she's like, hey, did you guys put a bug on our shit? And Hank is, like, confused. He's like, no one should have put a bug on there. Like, I don't think anyone would. And, you know, he's like, did we do that, Gomez? And he's like, no, I don't think we didn't do that. And he's like, yeah, no, we didn't do that. And so I think they hang up, and then you hear Hank go, and he calls the people that are around that factory area. He calls their police department, and he's like, hey, did you guys put, like, a bug, like, on the outside of the bin? And they're like, yeah, we put one on, like, every single one of the barrels. And fucking Hank is like, holy shit, you guys are dumbasses, dude.
Yeah, for
like oh my,
y'all are stupid,
like,
bro.
You didn't even think to put it inside or let us know. Like, holy shit, y'all are dumb. And they're like, oh shit, my bad. And so eventually they go, and they're like, yeah, we can't do that because all those are bugged. So they do the next plan, where before this happens, we get introduced to what I would consider the official new worst character in Breaking Bad. And that's fucking Todd. I hate Todd so much.
Facts.
I hate Todd with a burning passion, dude.
Such a bitch.
And so you meet him at first, and he's like, hey guys, can I be part of this? And like, even though like literally they had a whole code of conduct where they're like, yeah, no, you're not allowed to talk to anyone. Like, I literally remember them saying that, like, oh, you leave the fucking people cook, they do their thing, you only talk to Mike. And fucking Todd goes beyond his limits, and he's like talking with them. And anyway, that's the introduction of Todd. And they come up with the idea of, like, Lydia tells them about this train that goes, and it has a bunch of methylamine on it. And essentially what they're going to do is they're going to rob the whole train of its, like, methylamine and replace it with water instead. And so that is a really fucking good episode too, by the way. Literally, where they just go and they're like, yeah, we're gonna make like a distraction in the middle of the road. We're gonna hold them up, and then you guys are gonna rob the train of all that shit. And so it works for a bit. It's going, and then this fucking truck comes behind the guy that's like blocking the road. He's like, yo, why can't we just like push you up instead of like, you know, working on the car? And the train engineer and like the train like driver, like, yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. So they push it, and dude, Walter's like getting real close here. He's like, oh my god, dude, I don't know if we're gonna get to do this. And then Jesse's underneath the train, if I'm right. Mm-hmm. And they pull it off at the last fucking second. It was so fucking clutch. And like, you just see them celebrating. They're like, yeah, let's go! LFG, we just fucking robbed the train. It's the biggest heist in history. And, you know, they're all celebrating. And then, I was really lost at this at first. But, like, at the beginning of the episode, there's this kid that's just riding his little dirt bike in the middle of the fucking desert.
Oh my god.
And he's got, like, the tarantula or whatever. Like, at first I'm like, dude, what is this gonna have to do with this episode? Like, because usually they, like, tie it back. What is it? I don't get what this kid's gonna be used for. Dude, this shit is so fucked. You just go over there and the kid's just, like, he goes over and he waves at them, and they're just kind of like, ooh. And then Todd, fucking dumbass Todd, dude. He goes and he just literally just pulls out his gun and fucking point blanks this kid. One shots him, dude.
Literally, like, but I fucking hate Todd.
Dude.
Actual fucking brainlet.
Dude, like, I'm just like, oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. This dude is such a moron. And then...
Blood was not cooking at all.
Yeah, no. And then from there, this is where I kind of get lost in like what happens. Obviously, they have like the whole thing where they're like, "What are we gonna do with Todd? We gotta do something with this dude," and they're trying to figure it out. And then this is when Todd's like, "Oh yeah, just to let you guys know, I have connections to, my uncle has like these connections to the prison or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, dude, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, you're like, bro thinks he's like that one kid on Xbox that's like, oh yeah, guys, my dad is fucking Tim, or what's his name, Bill Gates. Like, bro, you are not that guy. Well, I mean, technically he was that guy, but anyway.
Yeah, he's the fucking neo-Nazi.
So essentially, you go, and they're having this whole thing where they're like, what are we gonna do? And then I guess I forget what happens there. To be honest with you guys, like, do you want to fill me in right here? Like, do you remember what happens after like the whole Todd thing?
So if I'm not mistaken, it kind of like so. It kind of goes into like a little mini like civil war. I don't want to say civil war, but essentially, like they're all kind of divided over like what exactly is to happen here. Jesse's like, "Yo, let's just fucking like, let's just fucking." I think Jesse like literally wants to. I think Jesse wants to kill him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Jesse wants to kill him.
Yeah. Which honestly, like, dude, Jesse W.
Jesse W.
No, for real.
Jesse's always throwing out W's though, but yeah, they're mostly like just trying to contemplate like what exactly they need to do again. They're like, Walter's trying to like, he's like, they're making a lot of money, and Walter's like, this is a good thing. We just need to keep going with it, and like at bare minimum, Jesse, maybe we can just keep him away from you. And Jesse's like, yeah, let's keep him away from me by fucking killing him. And true. And I think, wait, isn't this the episode where? Thank you, Siri. Isn't this the episode where this is the episode where fucking Jesse comes over for dinner and is like, yo, Mrs. White, this shit be bussin'.
Oh yeah, that's another thing we gotta talk about too. Fucking Skylar and her relationship with Walter, because honestly, her relationship with Walter like throughout this season is so fucking weird, dude. It's really odd, cause she's like on and off with him. Like I feel like in like a few episodes she's like, oh yeah, I'm Walter's #1 fan, like, and then next episode she just goes and she's like, yeah, actually I fucking hate you, kill yourself, like all this like crazy shit, right? And like I don't know if this happens yet at this point or not, but I know she walks into the fucking pool in like a daze. I don't know if that's like after like they like all like abandon the ship with the whole drug thing, but I know that does happen.
That's very soon. That I think that's very soon. But if I'm not mistaken, I mean literally if I'm not, let me think here. Yeah, I think it's kind of just like hijinks with Mike. Like, it kind of shows like Mike like being on like tough security. They think that Mike's gonna be like a problem and stuff. I think that like the next, I know that in the next episode, another thing that they're debating is like selling out their whole thing of methylamine because they're like, all right, we can just get all of our money and call it a day, and Mike and Jesse are like, yeah, we're out of this. Like, we're just gonna get our like fucking like $300K and call it a day, and that like let that be the end of it, and like just all go our separate ways.
How did they get into contact with that one guy? By the way, I forgot.
I think Mike just kind of knew him.
Okay.
I think it was just like it was somebody. I think how they explained it is it was somebody who was like one of the micro dividers of Gus, and he just like kind of scooped up like a lot of the retail, like quote unquote the retail, we'll say. I think that's kind of how they explained it.
Okay.
And so I think that I know that next. Okay, so after this is when Walter gets the thing out. They all agree to do that, and then this is the episode when they meet up with the dude, and you think that like it's like, oh great, Walter's gonna give up his fucking methylamine, and like like maybe we'll get some normalcy, and like this will actually like somewhat end with Walter repairing his relationships, and then you realize there's like 10 more episodes, and this bro says at the end of the episode, "Say my name."
Yeah, do let the ego go to his head for real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
dude, bro. Because the dude was like, the fucking bro was like, oh, we're gonna be the biggest and the best in the business, and then Walter's like, actually, and
actually,
yeah, bro was tweaking on the perk for real.
yeah, doesn't Walter like want to join them, or like he cooks for them or something? I forget. Like
He's like, don't you guys want to have the best damn meth cook in the business on your side?
yeah, and then that's when he does his fucking speech. He's like, you know, he starts it off where he's like, do you know who I am? And they're like, bro, nobody knows who you are, little bro. And then he tells him off, dude. He's like, you know who I am. I'm the guy that made the blue stuff. I'm the guy that killed.
I'm the man who killed Gus Fring.
I'm the man who killed Gus Fring.
That's cold, bro, to say
dude,
that.
And then he goes on this whole little thing where he's like, you know, you could have your cola all you want, but with me, like, cola wouldn't be the same without Coca-Cola. You know what I'm saying? Like, I forget what the exact like quote was, but
That's
it's
such a crazy fucking comparison, bro.
And then he hits him with a "say my name," and then he's like, "Say my goddamn name," or no, I forget what he says, but the dude's like, Heisenberg. And he's like, he finally hits him with the "you're goddamn right." Dude, and then you cut to the intro, which that was such a fucking cold scene, dude. And then you what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say that I know that the next episode is the one that has the funny meme where like Skylar and Walter are like standing over the money.
Oh yeah. But anyway, yeah, you have all the shit that happens in that episode, which I don't really remember everything. It's just essentially like, you know, Jesse and I almost said Walter, because the fucking meme. But Jesse and Mike, they collect their bag, and at some point in this episode, I think, I don't know if there's anything else that's crazy that happens in that episode, but I know that's like the part of the episode where Walter wants to go and talk to Mike alone about something, and so they go out to the fucking middle of the desert, and they're talking about shit, and I forget what Walter's initial speech was. Like, was it something like he's like, yeah, no, I want to make more money or something like that. Like, is that what he says?
He's like, yeah, bro's just waffling about how he's like, yeah, 300K is definitely more than what I need, but I'm a bitch ass so.
He's like, I want more money, and fucking what's his name tells him off. He's like, yo, dude, Walter, you got quite the fucking ego, dude. You are one egomaniac. Like, you gotta fucking chill. And Walter gets like big baby rage mad, dude, and he goes and he pulls out the pistol and he fucking shoots Mike in the chest, and Mike just gets in the car, drives away, car crashes, and Walter goes over and he's not in the car, and Mike just goes and he gets down to the beach, or like not the beach, but like the area right next to the river, and he's just sitting there, and Walter's like, oh my god, Mike, I'm so sorry, I don't know why I did that. And fucking Mike, dude, he's like, Walter, shut the fuck up, let me die in peace, fuck you. He hasn't said fuck you,
lines in fiction.
Dude, like, it's crazy. It's crazy to me how fucking Walt Little's get so emotional, bro. And like, when someone's so smart, bro, he's fucking stupid as hell.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, man.
Dude,
I think that one of my favorite things about like this scene is that like like, you know, as the story like moved on, like it feels like Walter like never really got like, there was never a moment where someone just like sat down and just told Walter the fuck off. And like, because not even Gus did that. Like, he wasn't the kind of person who thought it was worthwhile to like discuss like the arrogance of people, like discussing how arrogant people are with arrogant people. And so Gus just wouldn't say anything, and like he was the only other person that had the capacity to. So just like hearing Mike just go off and like, dude, I don't know. I just love everything that Mike is saying and like the way that he's saying, like, oh, dude, the actor just was we had a good thing going, Walt. It's so fucking good, man.
You had to go in with your pride and your ego.
Is it you and your pride and your ego? I fucking love that guy. So, like, that's like one of the most like rent-free pieces of fiction. Like that scene just lives in my brain, man. I fucking love Mike. It's so like Breaking Bad the way that he went out. Like I don't even know how else to describe it. Like because somehow he had one of like in terms of like, you know, how it actually happened, like Mike didn't go out like in a blazing fire, like, you know, being a superhero, but yet his death was still so cathartic because he's the first person to tell Walter to just shut the fuck up. And he's the first person who got him to. Like, dude actually just shut this man down to the point of where he just had to kill him, and then he just shut him down even more. Like, it was somehow cathartic and not cathartic at the same time. It's just such a fucking good scene.
Dude. And then pretty much, like, I think Jesse goes and he's, like, playing fucking Sonic or something. Sonic Adventures 2 with, what's the little guy's name? I forget.
Someone with a B, right?
But what is it?
Is it Bruce?
No, I don't think it's Bruce.
Oh, I'm just gonna look up Little Kid in Breaking Bad. What the Little Kid in Breaking Bad? And it said Walter White Jr.
Nah, bro.
Yo. Okay.
Yo, what about the episode where fucking Walter and Walt Jr. pull up with the nice ass cars too? That was a fire episode.
Oh, true. They were like, "Hey, yo."
They're like, check it out. Check out our whips, bro. But yeah, and then essentially, like, after that, they just pack it up and they're done with the fucking business. And, I don't remember if it's at this point or not that Lydia does the whole thing with, like, the dude's cousin, or, like, the dude's uncle or not. Like, where they pretty much kill that whole gang or whatever, but...
Like in prison?
No, oh yeah, we forgot about that. Right after Gus, or right after fucking, Walter kills Hank, or not Hank, I don't know why I said Hank. Right after he kills Mike, he goes over to fucking, Lobro, how did I forget his name already? Todd. He goes to Todd and he's like, yo, where can I talk to your uncle at? He goes, talks to the uncle, and he basically just goes and he's like, hey, I'll give you all this money, kill all these fucking snitches, dude. And dude, that was a crazy ass scene, dude. That was fucking nuts.
Like within like 2 minutes, bro. All of them, like with the stopwatch and shit, like all of them were fucking dead.
That was one of the craziest fucking scenes. And then the one dude, the dude that like ran the laundromat, bro got stuck in his cell and like got mollied, dude.
Bro got mollied. Dude, that's crazy.
Dude, bro got hit with the "Joe's over, you're dead." The fucking Phoenix, dude.
The Phoenix.
But
dude, I love the energy of that scene matches the fucking to the 5 people who might get this who watch this. It matches the fucking scene in Hunter x Hunter where Crollo is organizing like the fucking destruction of the city.
That is a really
dude.
Yeah.
Just the same raw energy. I fucking love both those scenes are just so fucking good. Like, I don't know, there's something like just poetic about both those scenes. Like, I don't know, it's a very like great. It's a great cinematic scene. Like, it's fucked, but it's great.
I love that scene.
Although Crollo takes the dub in my opinion. But...
Yeah, no, he definitely does. But anyway, so you get to that, and then I think Walt says to like Lydia and like the other dudes, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm probably out too. Keep using my fucking meth," and then I forget what it is. I don't really remember. That part's a gray area for me. Like, is there any other crazy things I missed? When does Jesse go to like Walt's house with the gun?
That's kind of soonish. Okay, so what happens is all around this time, so Mike ends up, Mike dies, prison thing, and I think either at the end of that episode or at like towards the beginning of the next episode, that's when Skylar walks into the pool, and Hank takes a shit and like is like, what
no, I don't. Wait, is that already?
That's around when this happens. That's actually the end of, I just had it open, episode 9 is when this happens. And he's like, go me, Walter's the killer, go me. But no. So now Hank's already kind of on his tail, and the episode where Jesse fucking torches, like, not torches, but like, dude, the scene where like the whole episode and how they kind of format it, because I'm trying to think here, for some reason, no, this is actually a lot later, because this is when Walter knows. Okay, actually, yeah, we need to take it back. So Hank finds the book, and he's starting to get on Walter's tail, and I think at this point Walter is like starting to work more at Walter's starting to work more at the car wash, and I think this is also the part where his cancer starts coming back, and he starts going back into chemo, and this is also when Jesse this is also when like Jesse starts to he wants to get rid of his money because he feels bad about like everything like that he's caused inadvertently, and is starting to feel guilt over all of this.
Jesse's like the best character in this.
Facts. Oh
like
my God.
He actually has morals.
True. It's funny, like, Walter becomes a worse person over the course of the entire series, and Jesse becomes a better one. That's like probably like, I think that one of my actual favorite dynamics in like just fiction is Jesse and Mike. Like, I love the dynamic that those two have, and it makes me very upset thinking about like how they never got like a proper farewell. I mean, like, they did, but like they didn't know that it was gonna be like that. Like, it was gonna be goodbye, as in, I'm never, like, there is absolutely no way I'm ever gonna see you again. Like, you are dead.
Like, it wasn't like a death goodbye. It was like a see ya, bro,
like
goodbye. You know what I mean? Like,
good luck, Holmes. Maybe I'll run into you again or something.
Yeah.
But like, dude, like, literally the last time they see each other, like, dude, when Mike is like giving like Jesse advice, and he's like, you know, like trying to help him, like, you know, like give direction to him, and be like, you know, like he's kind of like fathering him, and it's just so fucking nice, man. Like the relationship that they build over like a mere season is just fucking, it's just so fucking good. I don't know what else to say about it other than like Jesse needed someone like Mike in his life, and then Mike got taken out of his life, and it's the worst.
Yeah, and then fucking Jesse, I think he goes to visit Saul about something, and that's when he figures out that Huel, I think, took the fucking cigarette that he had, and did he use it on someone, or I forget.
We actually okay, so we skipped one very important thing that happened, and this is like another one of my favorite things in Breaking Bad. And Gunnar, you have not, I feel like you haven't gotten to say much, but I'm gonna say this, and I feel like you're gonna have a lot to say about this.
Okay, right on.
Things in Breaking Bad. So when Walter finds out the book is gone, and he approaches Hank in the garage.
Holy shit.
That is an amazing moment.
This part,
all you, bro.
I was on the edge of my seat, because like it was at like this point in the whole like process was that legally there was no Hank couldn't have arrested him. like, because there wasn't really technically like something opened in the legal system yet, like through the DEA. There was nothing there. It was just that that he knew and Hank knew and Walt knew. Like they both knew, but literally Hank couldn't do shit because he had to go by the book. You know, he can't just because he already went rogue in the past and it cost him fucking problems. You know what I'm saying? Like he went rogue and did shit like vigilante style in the past. So he had to do it right, and so he knew that. So he couldn't arrest Walt, I guess, or like do anything. But literally, I cannot erase from my mind Hank's fucking face. That entire interaction, like the scowling, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Like, let me
I
try
know
to find
exactly
a
what
picture.
you're talking about.
Wait.
Dude, that was literally like, as soon as you started talking about it, like, bro, all I can think of is just that look, just that.
I know, like that
stare that
anger.
made me feel uncomfortable, bro. I wasn't
Literally,
even there.
Dude, it's literally it's literally that meme where it's like the devil shivers when the nice guy loses his temper, bro. Dude, that.
Oh yeah, it was like this. It was this. I'm sending it in Discord. It was like that, bro. Like,
That one, yeah.
Like, god damn. And then fucking,
Dude.
like they are like.
Dude.
Like and Wall's over here like pretending nothing is happening. He says, "Oh Hank, what's going on?" Like,
he's like
blah blah blah.
He's like, "What are you doing, Hank? What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
And then
Hank had enough.
He's like, "You're
He
Heisenberg.
fucking punched him.
You're Heisenberg. Heisenberg, you
Bro.
fraud! Fraud!"
Mm-hmm. The punch, dude, and then he went flying, and then Walt Emil hit him with the "My cancer's coming back, bro." Like, okay, dude. Jeez.
Wrap it up,
Dude.
bro.
Okay, but when fucking Walter goes villain mode, that was all. Like when he goes into fucking Heisenberg mode, and he goes to fucking Hank. I don't know if this is the same scene or not, but fucking he goes over to Hank and he's like, he puts his hands in the air, shaking his fingers. He's like, "You got me, you got me." I love that scene,
dude. Like, cause Walt like calls people's bluffs, bro. Like, and it's like crazy, like, cause he does it often.
Dude, Walter's a troll, bro. I can't wait to talk. Dude, there's one scene I want to talk about so bad.
Worse, bro. Because the next episode, my name is Walter Hartwell White.
Dude, this, like that was an insane, like, flip.
Well,
that he made the discs. Like that video.
Well, the thing that made me so appalled by it was that, like, because at this point there's like 5 or 6 episodes left, and I'm like, dude, the rest of the show could literally just be Walter on the run. And, like, the confession tape, I was like, okay, maybe he's gonna, like, lead him off on the wrong trail or some shit like that. And, like, dude, I kept listening, and I'm like, dude, he's fucking insane. Dude, Walter's
like,
nuts,
what was the thought process? Like, it was to, like, get them to shut up, I think, and chill, right?
Yeah, and, dude, the fact that he had, like, the whole paying for the,
yeah, he had the paying for the medical bills.
Dude, fucking, it was such a subtle thing. Like, it was so natural. Like, the way that happened, that was, like, 2 seasons ago. Like, that was back in, like, season
3.
And it's crazy that he found out. Like, I think that was when he found out that they paid for his drug money paid for the medical bills.
Mm-hmm.
Like, which makes it so complicated, bro, because, like, he did it to provide for his family, albeit however fucking stretched and convoluted that got. You know what I mean? Like, that was the original fucking motive.
Modus operandi. But yeah, no, literally he just goes and he does that. And what was the other thing? Oh, and then they go out to eat, right? I don't know if this is like later on or not.
The waiter in this scene is so funny, dude.
Dude, the waiter's funny. That scene's like kind of intense. And then fucking Marie just goes and straight up says like, "Walter, just kill yourself. Kill yourself. Make the world a better place."
Hit him with the "keep yourself safe."
Hit him with the "keep yourself safe." Dude, that was a pretty good line from Marie. Dude, Marie like fucking hates him, and I think Marie says like, this was a whole nother like kind of tiny little arc where Marie and Hank are like, "Yeah, we're taking the kids. They cannot be at your house. Like, now we see why you wanted us to take them." And then fucking Skylar's like, "No, we're keeping the kids," which is like reverse of what she wanted before.
Yeah, she's like kind of confused. Like, I think that she's just confused herself and doesn't know what to do because honestly, I would be too.
Like, honestly,
if my spouse did this shit.
Dude, the more the fucking, like, series goes on, the more I'm kind of like, damn, I feel bad for shit-talking Skylar, dude. Like, because, like, the shit that Walter puts her through is actually fucking, like, nuts. I mean, I'm not, like,
Dude.
I don't know. I don't want to justify her cheating, but, like, god damn, dude. Like...
Dude, Season 5 Walt is
unhinged.
Like, evil.
Facts. No,
like, maniacal, bro.
Very, very factual and very real.
The one thing is that, like, I watched, like, a bunch of videos after I finished the series, and, like, after, like, every single, like, thing that, like, Walter does, like, without, how do you say it? Like, he has this little progression every single season that he picks up from, like, from every person that was, like, basically in charge of him. Like, you know, he realizes that, like, you know, first he gets over the thing of, like, killing people, he's like, you know, sometimes you just have to kill someone in self-defense. Then he gets the whole thing of Tuco, where, you know, I forget what it is. Like, there's so many, like, I forget the exact, like, progression they used. But, like, essentially he learns from every single, like, person that's ahead of him. Wait, what?
Like, bro, remember episode 3, like, how hard it was for him to kill, like, a dude who was literally trying to kill him?
Yeah, Crazy Eight?
Crazy 8.
Dude, that's still one of my favorite episodes of the whole show. I'm not gonna lie. That episode was so fucking fantastic. And, like, it's so crazy to think about, like, Walter then and, like, Walter now. Because, like, I love Walter's character, as in, like, it's fantastic writing. But, like, dude, like, he's just, like, there were multiple times during this season that I'm like, dude, what is bro cooking right now? What is bro on?
What is bro waffling about?
Bro's a chemistry teacher.
But, anyway, where were we at? Oh yeah, so there's still those tensions. And then Walter Jr. is like, bro is so fucking lost, dude. He's like, what is going on? Like he doesn't want to talk to Hank or Marie. Like, he's like, why can't I go back for my parents? Like, what's going on? And they just don't want to tell him. I feel really bad for Walter Jr., dude.
I know, he kind of gets fucked.
Bro, no one wants to tell him shit. Bro's got no comms. He's like, hello, comms? Can I get some? But nope, they don't give him any comms. And eventually, I don't know how we get to this point, but essentially, actually no, I feel like I kind of do remember. Jesse gets taken in for something by, like, these two cops that are kind of, like, bugging him, like, and, like, Hank's
throwing out all that money.
Wait, what was it?
He was, like, chucking all the money out.
Oh, that's right.
Dude, they were like, Jesse, where's the money from, Jesse?
Oh, yeah,
Jesse, like, fucking L cops, dude.
Yeah, I forgot that Jesse was pulling a Mr. Beast and going out and giving people money.
Dude!
But
he actually did pull a Mr. Beast, though.
So he goes and he gets arrested for that. And then Hank is like, you know what? I'll take it from here, boys. And he goes in, he's talking to him. He's like, so I found out that you're working with fucking Walt, huh? And essentially, like, I think at this point, I think Jesse already hates Walt because of the whole shit with
yeah.
Like, we didn't really get to go through it, but yeah, like, I'm pretty sure Walt already said at this point that, like, yeah, well, I'm gonna fucking, like, I'm the person that killed your girlfriend, dude, or, like, I watched your girlfriend die in front of me, and all that other shit.
I don't think he said that yet.
Oh, no?
He said that's a
little later.
That's,
okay.
like, at the very end, bro. Like, that's the actual nail in the coffin, bro.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's, because that's when they're trying to escape.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like, you know, I think this is when, like, they're trying to, fuck, I don't really remember everything here. Like, there's so much happening that it's, like, I don't remember what happens when. But essentially, like, he's like, yeah, come with me, we're gonna go, me, you, and Gomez are gonna go back to my house, and we're gonna go catch Walt. And they basically bait him out, because they find out about the money. At this point, Walt goes and he goes to Saul and he's like, yeah, we're gonna bury my money in, like, the desert where, like, we originally cooked, I'm pretty sure. And And then you get the funny scene of Huel and the money. Haha, guys. Funny Huel.
Huel moment.
W Huel.
Him and the other dude. And so they go and they load it into the truck with him, and then Walt's like, I got this. He takes it out to the desert.
Dude, those two are like some of the best comic relief in the entire show.
Dude, facts, dude.
Dude, they're a W, but we got a better combo that I gotta talk about later. Anyway.
Combo?
Huh?
A wombo combo?
Dude, combo was part of that trio, and then bro died. But anyway. Anyway. So, basically they go, and I think Walter gets the call where it's like, oh yeah, but by the way, we kind of know where your money's at. Like, we know it's out in the desert. We're about to start burning it. And Walter literally goes and he fucking speed runs getting there, dude. He gets in his car. Bro's playing Mario Kart. Like, dude, he is like not wasting time getting there. And he goes and he's like looking around. Like, this is before the whole thing of like where he tells Jesse, right? Because I feel like Jesse gets like. I feel like it has to be after that because Jesse gets...
Wait, no, you I think you missed when Jesse fucking put gasoline all up in his house, bro.
Oh yeah, I did miss that part.
And then that's when fucking Hank and Jesse teamed up.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was when he reached into his pocket, and I think he felt it was either that there was the pack of cigarettes that was in there wasn't there, or it was in the wrong pocket. And then that's when he was like, yo, Huel kind of be crazy like that for real. And then
that was when he realized that Walt actually did it.
Yeah, that like he hired Saul to take the thing and fake the
everything,
rising poisoning and stuff like that. And then that's when he pours gasoline and Hank's like, no, we have to team up. And then he can't keep getting away with this. That funny thing. You know what's crazy is that like I never knew that was from Breaking Bad, and like I was just watching it and like I was like, wait a minute, why does this background? I was like, what's so familiar about this? And then he said it, and then I was like, yeah, that's kind of funny. But yeah, no, that's what starts the team up, and then that's like when Jesse gets like the recording as well, like of his like testimony of like everything that happened.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about that part.
Miss Jesse White. Yeah, then the two of them, then the whole plan commences, and Walter's like, I can't let them get my money. Whoa!
True.
And then that's when they get there, and
the craziest scene in Breaking Bad.
And I think is it before or? Is it before? Oh no, because he just thinks it's gonna be Jesse, so he calls the neo-Nazis and is like, I want you to fucking cap this kid, guns a-blazing, bring the militias, bring the men, and like tells like the neo-Nazis like to come in and fucking kill everyone on sight. And then when he pulls up and Jesse's like, tee-hee, gotcha, bitch. Now I know where the money at. Then Walter's like, uh-oh, and then like hides behind a rock, and then that's kind of when the shit happens. But I'll let someone else take this because something else I want to hear.
Yeah, no. So he goes behind the rock, and then eventually Hank hits him with the fucking rights. I'm pretty sure, and throws him in the back of the car.
Remain silent. All that junk.
And then that's when the fucking cars pull up, and they just start fucking like shooting at him, and then I think Walter's like, he's like, wait, don't do this. I don't wanna kill him. And then like, they're like, oh, they're DEA agents. Why would we not want to kill him? Like, they're right here. There's only two of them. They can't call for backup. So they literally just start shooting. They're fucking like destroying them. Gomez gets shot and killed, and
rest in peace, a goat, bro.
Rip goat.
For real.
Rip goat, Mez. Anyway. Like, eventually, like, they get him, and then, Walter, he gets out of the car, and then Hank's there, and they just walk over to Hank, and, Walter's like, please don't kill Hank. Please don't kill him. I didn't ever want him to get killed. Like, this wasn't what I asked for. Like, and, you know, they're like, any last words? Or, I don't remember if they say any last words, but Hank just goes and he's like, you could have kept begging all they want, but they already made up their mind. And then, like, he literally gets shot, like, mid-sentence. And...
Yeah. Actually...
That part was crazy. And then it's the famous fucking falling over.
Which I fucking called that, by the way, last episode. I said, I was like, it's gonna be fucking Hank or Walt Jr. biting the bullet. And next thing you know, boom, fucking Hank bites the dust, dude. Like,
damn.
I called that shit, bro. I knew it. I knew one of them was gonna fucking, like, be the reason. But, like, you had me, like, trailed off for a second there, Gunnar, because you said about, like, the money burning. Like, you're like, oh, what if it's him reacting to his money getting burnt in front of his face? And then they said about that, I'm like, oh wait, was Gunnar actually, like, being serious? Was he, like, doing, like, a fake spoiler but actually real spoiler?
Fake spoiler? That's crazy.
Like, and then like it happens and I'm like, wait, what? And then next thing you know, like, I was like, oh, yep, there it is. There's the fucking death. And then they're looking for Jesse and they're like, where the fuck did Jesse go? Because he's here. And dude's just hiding underneath the car, and then they're like, we got you, bitch. And they go, and they fucking just...
slave his ass.
That was so fucking rough, dude. I don't want to talk too much about El Camino, really. I mean, we can talk about it, but, like... We'll talk about that towards the end. Anyway, so... That's when fucking Walter goes, and... Do they just let him get away, or what?
He, like...
Walter?
Yeah, like, what happens? Does he just, like, stay there and drive away?
He gets away and he's on the run, I think, at this point. Like, he did the new ID thing with the one guy. You know, like, new identity through Saul.
No, wait, no, we're missing a lot of stuff still, because then... I feel
they give Walter a barrel, and they're like, oh, let's not be greedy and stuff like that. They give Walter one barrel, and,
he goes back home, right?
And he goes back home and is, like, panicking and, like, shitting and pissing himself.
And he's like, we gotta get out of here. And...
Guys, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here, guys. And then, fucking, what's her name? Fucking Skylar's like, yo, what you talking about there, friend?
And then she's like, nah, we're not going anywhere. Fuck you. I hope you die. And then...
she tries to stab him, and then Walter's like, open your... No, and Walter Jr.'s like,
open the door, bruh.
Walter Jr.'s like fucking confused as hell, understandably so, because like he's like, why the fuck are my parents trying to kill each other right now, or at least my mom trying to kill my dad?
And then he finds out, and he's like, hello, 911? My dad just tried to kill my mom, or some shit like that.
And then, well, no, they ask if, like, he's responsible for Hank's death, and he doesn't say anything, and then, like, when they're calling 911 and stuff like that, he takes Holly, and then drives away, and then, this is probably my favorite scene.
Oh my god, bro.
This is probably, like,
Rare Walter
one of my this is probably not only, like, my favorite Walter scene, but this is probably my honest-to-God favorite scene in Breaking Bad, because this shit had me bawling. Like, bawling, crying.
Yeah.
So, after, they talk about the search party and stuff like that, I think that when Hank dying is when Walter this is when Walter realizes, like, he fucked up. Like, he fucked
going back
up, and there's really nothing he can do about it. And so Walter drives away, and he's, like, really close to a fire police station, and he calls home, like, kind of knowing / assuming that, like, you know, police are going to be there because they called the police, like, earlier, and they're obviously going to report their 1-year-old daughter's kidnapping. And him being Walter is a good man who is, like, clouded by his own pride, who continuously lets his pride overtake him. But, like, I think that the point in the tragedy of the story is that we know that Walter's a good man based on what kind of person he was at the beginning of this. Like, because we know that at the beginning he had good intentions. but those good intentions got clouded by
Greed.
the world around him as he got consumed by greed, pride, and like all the other whatever the Christians talk about. And so like this is where he finally like wakes up and realizes like I have literally been ruining my family's life, and I'm not about to let my daughter live a life, even if that means I can't be with her. She needs to be in a somewhat normal life. And so he calls the phone back at home, and he starts like screaming at Skylar, calling her like a bitch, calling her like the worst. He said like you just had to listen to what I said. You just had to do what like. You needed to listen to me. You needed to do what I say and stuff. I can't believe you let this fucking happen. And the entire time during this phone call, we don't see Walter. Like, we just kind of see the police and the surrounding environment of Skylar. And once it finally skips over to Walter, all we see is him with barely holding his own composure, with just tears rolling down his face, as he is pretending that all of this was that Skylar had no
she was at
gunpoint the entire time here. And then by calling, he lets the call stay on long enough for them to track the call, and then he leaves Holly behind. And like this, like I don't actually know how this scene could have actually been better. Like, this is just factually one of the best directed, acted, and like the basis of the scene. Like that scene is the death of Heisenberg. It is it's just so fucking fantastic. I mean, I think that the way that they kind of hide Walter, like, because at first you're just very confused, and like in general you're just like, okay, he's probably just calling, you know, to get the heat off of Skylar and stuff like that, but like, you know, it is what it is. And then like when it just cuts over to him and you just see like he's a mess and he's barely holding his composure. It's tear jerking. It's so fucking good.
I gotta rewatch that scene because I didn't get to see that one all too well.
Definitely worth the rewatch. Definitely.
Oh yeah, but
Okay, so the one thing I was confused about, like when this happened, is because obviously he has to go to Alaska or whatever. When does him and Jesse and like Saul go and like talk to him, and like they're about to get in the van and then Jesse doesn't go or something like that? Because like that's one of the main things.
He doesn't go because he realized that Walt did the fucking shit. Remember, because he was fucking around in his pockets.
Yeah, but when does he tell Jesse about like the whole thing with like him killing that was when he got caught, right? Like when they took him to be a slave. Is that like when he told him? Okay, all right. I got that mixed up when that scene happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then he goes and he goes to the fucking dude in the vacuum shop and he tells him the order, and then they're like, he gives him the money, and then I think that's when he goes, him and Saul. And I think that's like the last time you ever see Saul too. Like at least in Breaking Bad, I mean. Like
James McGill.
And so he goes and you just go and like you see Walter in Alaska, and this is kind of when you have like your little, like at this point there was like a few like things that I honestly like wasn't sure if it was a flashback or if it was like a thing to the future. But like Walter has like his hair again and he's like viewing the house. I was like, wait, what the fuck is going on here? But then like, you know, you figure out like this is him after like being in Alaska for a while, where he has like those glasses, like the new ones, he has his hair grown out again, all that shit. And then bro's just chilling there, and then he literally pays the guy to like stay with him longer because it's so lonely up there. And then I don't remember if there was any shit going down over like in like the regular like area where they're from, but what is it called? It is in New Mexico, but
Albuquerque.
Yeah, Albuquerque. I think the only thing that they really show, I could be totally wrong, is like I think Marie calls Skylar, they talk about shit, and then also you get to see what's going on with Jesse, and Jesse's getting like they put him underneath the ground with that like cage on top and then the blanket. And then you just see Todd going over and dude, I fucking hate Todd, bro. Oh my god. Like
he's such a
like he's a good written like villain cuz like he's really weird. Like actually weird. Like he's like he thinks he's fucking friends of Jesse, but like he's also not. Like it's so fucking weird. I can't even like begin to explain their relationship. But like obviously Jesse fucking hates him for what he did to the kid. And oh my god, bro. And then then you get the scene of like Jesse, like he finally gets an opportunity to escape. And then they go and they catch him, like as he's climbing the fence. And they're like, alright, let's go pay your girlfriend a visit. And so they go and then fucking Todd goes to the door.
This part is crazy.
And Todd just goes and fucking shoots her dead. Like, oh my god, dude. Poor fucking Jesse, dude. Bro cannot catch a break. And
yeah, for real.
They make him a fucking, like, meth slave, making him make the meth. Like, oh my god, bro.
I never in my life can I say that, like, I wanted to, like, reach through a camera and beat the shit out of someone more than I did in Todd in that moment. Because, like, dude, Jesse... See, like, the thing is, Walter fucking deserved the shit ending he's getting. Jesse did not.
Yeah.
Dude.
And so it's such an L. It's such an L, bro. Like, I hate watching it.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't even
like,
say Walter gets, like...
In a good way.
I wouldn't say Walter has a shit ending. Like, yeah, he doesn't get to live, but I mean, most of his stuff, like, he gets to accomplish, like, the rest of his shit.
I just meant, like, being secluded, like, you know, like, living, like, a year.
Oh, okay.
Going insane and shit like that.
But anyway, yeah, let's kind of, like, wrap this shit up of Breaking Bad so we can talk about our thoughts on it. But, essentially, like, you go and you see Walter's in the bar, and you get this fucking interview where you get to see the fucking dudes behind Gray Matter. It's, like, the husband and wife. I forget their names, but...
Dude.
They're like... They're like...
Elliot and Gretchen.
Yeah, Elliot and Gretchen. And, you know, they're talking...
There's one thing I want to talk about really quick before we get into the rest of this, and that's that we started getting more, like, fucking, what are they called? Like, at the beginning of the episode, like, those, like, you know, just random, like, it's just kind of nothing. Yeah, what are they called?
The intros?
Yeah, well, like I guess we'll call it the intro. There's like a proper name for them, but like we saw
Hold open.
A Walter going into Denny's for his 53rd birthday, like 3 episodes prior. Just opening up a car and the back of a car, and all you see is a machine gun.
Bro, yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, so one of them was him being at a Denny's, and then the second one, after the second episode, one of them was him going out into the car and opening up a machine gun, and then we get like kind of the downfall that's been happening, and then yeah, now we're here. But yeah, we have like some substance of like what exactly, like we got a little snippet of the past.
So yeah, we get to what's his name? Walter going in the bar, he sees the whole thing of Gray Matter, and they're like, oh yeah, Walter didn't do anything. Like, the only thing he did for this company was his name, like, our last name means, like black in, like, German or something like that. And, like, you know, he's white, so they're Gray Matter, like, there you go. That's the explanation of why this, like, company's named that. But yeah, he didn't do anything for the company. And I think is cap. At this point, I'm like, dude, Walter is gonna fucking murder these dudes. Like, they're asking for it. And so Walter goes and he leaves. Wait, also, another thing about it, he wasn't in Alaska, was he? He was in Connecticut, right? Or somewhere in, like, the Northeast? Or was he in Alaska? I don't remember.
I think Vermont.
New Hampshire.
Or New Hampshire, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so he makes the drive over, and he goes, the first place he goes... And this is, like, Walter's, like, him making his, like, good ending, essentially. Like, him finishing up all his, like, loose ends before he dies. So he goes, And the first place he visits is Gretchen and Elliot's, which, by the way, him fucking sneaking into the house was like, dude, bro was doing that like Michael Myers Ghostface strat, dude. Because bro was going in so fucking sneaky and like like horror movie-esque. But anyway, he goes in and like at this point I'm like, dude, Walter is gonna fucking murder these dudes. They're done for. He's just like sitting over there admiring like the pictures and whatnot, and then I think it was like Gretchen that like goes over and she's like looking at something, and she turns around and she sees Walt and she's like, what the fuck? And she's like, how did you get in here? And Walter's like, you know, he's like, I snuck in or whatever. And, you know, they're talking about shit. And he basically tells them about his whole plan or whatever. And he says, listen, here's what's going to happen, right? This is by far probably my favorite thing that happens in this whole episode. Because this is such a fucking amazing scene. And the payoff is so fucking funny. He's like, so, I think it was like $6 or $7 million or whatever that I've earned throughout my whole time of doing this shit, right? It's all the legal money. I'm gonna give it to you in cash right now. And he puts it on the table, and he says, in about, when was that? He says, like, in a little while from now, or like, I don't know if it's the anniversary of, like, him being gone or whatever it was, or like when Walter Jr. graduates. I forget which one, but he's like,
when he graduates.
He's like essentially, what's gonna happen is you're gonna go and you're gonna donate this because you feel bad for the family or whatever, and it would make sense because you guys are rich, right? And you are going to make sure every last dollar goes to my fucking family, right? And you know, at first they're like hesitant, they're like, yeah. And then Walter does like a little snap of his fingers, and you just see 2 fucking laser rifles. He's like, I hired the 2 best assassins in the whole fucking country to make sure, like, the second, like, if this literally does not, like, if my family for whatever reason does not get that money, like, by that point, those snipers, it could be going like days, hours, weeks, years.
You could be anywhere in the world.
You could be anywhere in the world. These assassins are gonna fucking make sure you die if that money does not get delivered. And they like, crazy. Dude, they're scared shitless, dude. They're like, okay. And so he goes out, and you know that's his goodbye to them. And he leaves. He goes to his car, and you know he gets in the car, and you see the fucking 2 snipers get in the car, and dude. The best fucking reveal, the 2 ghosts, Skinny Pete and Badger, take off the masks, and they're like, they got the fucking laser pointers, dude. I was dying laughing for like minutes, dude. That was so fucking funny, bro. Oh my god.
Common Badger and Skinny Pete, dude.
And so, dude, literally these fucking goats, dude, they go, and they're like, dude, that shit was wild, and then like, also, like, where's Jesse at? And I think Waltz, does he tell him? I don't think he tells him.
I think he says, like, I'm on my way to go get him or something. Like,
yeah.
He says some fucking cold ass shit. Like,
he says
some cold shit.
He's like, I'm gonna go get him. And so, next place you go to is, you go back to where Skylar's living right now. And I think, actually, this is when she has the phone call with Marie. And Marie's like, she's like, oh, did you know fucking Walter has been spotted in town? Actually, wait, it doesn't matter. Like, either way, like, we'll get to what we get to. But they're like, yeah, did you know Walter was spotted in town? And they're like, oh, really? And she's like, oh, you better watch out, make sure he doesn't pay you a visit. And she's like, oh yeah, I'll make sure. And literally just like you literally look over and Walter's like standing there. And I'm like, oh no, dude, what's gonna happen now? And so they have this really big emotional talk, dude. This shit was so sad. And I don't remember if he tells her or not, like, you know, that the money's gonna go to him, but he says something like, he fucking goes and he admits it, dude. He goes and he says, you know why I did all of this? And she's like, yeah, I know, you did it for the family. He says, I did it for me. I wanted to
oldest line ever.
Such a fucking cold line delivery, dude. And she's crying. She's like, "Oh my god, dude! Finally, he admits it. He finally realizes his like wrongs." He goes over. He says bye to Holly, and he sneaks out the house. And I think they pretty much. He tells her like, what's gonna happen is you're gonna call the cops and say, he paid you a visit and like said some really nasty shit or like assaulted you or some shit, and then yeah, and so. Then you see Walter Jr. coming over, and, like, Walt's looking at him from behind the shed, and Walter Jr. doesn't see him. And it's kind of sad, honestly, because, like, him and his dad had, like, a pretty good relationship. Obviously, I feel like Walter Jr. was, like, more connected to, like, Hank. Because, like, Hank, I don't know, I feel like Hank just went out of his way to really, like, I don't know, maybe that's a shitty take, but I feel like the whole thing of Hank, or, yeah, with Hank just really, like, destroyed it for fucking Walt Jr.
Yeah.
Or Flynn! Flynn, guys! We love Flynn!
Flynn, bro.
But anyway, the part where I think I missed it, because I think this was technically before, is when Walter goes to the diner, and Todd and Lydia are there, and this is where we go back to what I was saying earlier about the stevia. She goes to her usual spot, she sits down, and for once there's a stevia there, and she's like, wow, you guys actually have stevia, and so she sits down and talks with Todd about shit. I think, do they know about Walter being back in town, or are they just talking about like shit with like the business? So they're talking about that, and which, by the way, I don't know if we'd said it by this point or if I said it earlier or whatnot, but the fucking, like, neo-Nazis and shit literally killed the dudes that, like, Walter gave all of the meth to, or, like, taught them how to make it. So they're, like, the fucking other dudes are, like, they're the ones that are making it now. Mm-hmm. The neo-Nazis are, I mean. And so they're talking about business shit, and you just see Walter slowly approaching in, like, the background, and he's like, "Hello, how's it going?" And, you know, they're both like, "What the fuck? What are you doing here?" And the fucking waitress comes over and she's like, "How many drinks can I get you?" And they're like, "Oh, he's just leaving now. He's not staying here." And Walter says before that, he says to Todd, he's like, "Hey, tell your uncle, like, let me talk with him because I have a new way to make meth and it's like literally like so easy. You don't need any of the methylamine, all that shit," because he knows that they're getting low on it. And so Todd's like, "I don't know, bro. Like, I guess we can consider it." And so they go, and then, like, eventually you see, like, Lydia's like, "Ah, fucking Walter, why is he here?" And then she fills up her coffee or tea or whatever with the stevia, and it's like, GG, Joe's over. She's dead.
Her ass is grass, bro.
And
for real.
Then we finally get to see the shit that you were talking about earlier, Liam, with, like, him working on that, like, little, like, machine, and, like, the machine guns in the background there. And at first I was like, what is he doing? Like, what is bro cooking? And he's, like, doing, like, the machine. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And he, like, obviously it's, like, something that's gonna go in his trunk. And so he pulls up, like he said. I don't think there's anything else that happens between this then. But he pulls up, goes to the fucking, like, place where the neo-Nazis are. He, like, goes in there, he's like, "Can I, like, park, like, anywhere?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." And then the dude's like, "Oh, you can park, like, normally." And he's like, "I don't care. I'm fine with this." And they go in, and fucking neo-Nazi dude's like, well, if it isn't Walter White." And he does this whole fucking stupid villain monologue shit. And Walt's like, "Where's Jesse?" And he's like, "Oh, he's a slave." And he's like, "I don't believe you. I think he's helping you with that shit." And, like, the dude gets really insulted because he thinks that, like, they would need Jesse or something like that. I forget what he gets offended about, but he's like, "You want to fucking bet?" And also they make him, like, surrender his keys, like, and whatever else he had on him. And so he puts that on the table, and as they're going to go get Jesse, or, like, they bring him into the room, you just see Walt slowly inching his fingers over to get to the keys. And once he goes over to Jesse, he goes and he grabs the keys eventually, and he fucking knocks over Jesse, and that's when he fucking uses the thing on his keychain. Oh man, dude. And you just see the machine gun come out of the fucking thing, bro pulled out the Odin, the fucking Negev.
Nah, bro, for real.
And he just lasers the entire fucking, like, racist, dude. He killed racism, bro. And literally they're just all fucking, like, dead. Todd, like, jumps out of the way quick. But everyone else is dead besides, like, Todd and the fucking uncle, which I forget the uncle's name, to be honest. I'm just calling him that, but because that's all I remember him as. And I think Walter goes over, and he's talking to the fucking uncle or whatever. He's like saying some stupid shit, and then right in the middle of the sentence, he pretty much, like, kills him, because that's what he did to Hank. So, he does that, and then obviously Jesse's gotta fucking go kill Todd, dude. Bro does the most W thing. He goes over to Todd. Todd's like, what the hell? What's going on, guys? Like, what? Can we be friends? Can we be friends again? And Jesse's like, fuck you! And he just chokes him out. And he's just dead. And eventually they just get out of there. They don't really get much of a goodbye to each other. And then Jesse gets in the truck and gets out of there. And then Walter goes into the meth lab. Bro's doing his shit. And he got shot from his own, like, machine gun truck thing, by the way. And he just literally just bleeds to death right there. And the cops pull up. But yeah,
the baby blue in the background, bro.
And that's Breaking Bad. What are y'all thinking?
The best show ever.
Amazing show.
Damn.
Real.
Fuck, dude.
10 out of 10.
Such a... Like, it's so meticulously crafted, bro.
It is such a good show. It really is.
Like, everything is perfect. Or had to be perfect for it to turn out this way, you know? Like, damn.
True.
Yeah, and so I want to talk about the ending. So I really love the ending for Walter. My big complaint is I don't feel like it's an amazing end to Jesse as a character. And I know it might be a hot take, but for me...
You watched El Camino?
So, yeah, so I did watch El Camino. What were you going to say, Liam?
I was going to say, to be honest, in terms of comparing it to Breaking Bad, El Camino's kind of mid.
El Camino is not that great, in my opinion. I think the nice thing
I'm glad it gives Jesse an ending. It gives Jesse...
So...
something.
Yeah, so just to go over El Camino, like, a really fucking quick summary, you just pick up where, like, Breaking Bad literally ends. Jesse gets over, he goes to Skinny Pete and Badger's house, where they're just gaming or whatever. They basically, like, get him up, and, like, dude, the whole time in, like, the movie, Jesse's just getting flashbacks from, like, him and Todd, like, hanging out, which, it's just so fucking, like, I hate every single one of those scenes, by the way. Because, dude, seeing Todd just literally just irks me. And just the way he acts, dude.
Not for real.
Then there's this whole thing of the money that, like, Todd hid in, like, a fridge in this one apartment. And so that's, like, the whole premise. Like, Jesse took his El Camino. I'm guessing it's Todd's El Camino. I don't know whose it was.
I think it was Todd's.
And he takes it, and he goes over... and he just pretty much, like, tries to loot the place. And then there's these two dudes that are trying to rob the place as well, because somehow they know about the money. And they're pretending to be cops. And essentially, like, they just split the money. And then, like, Jesse goes over to the fucking place of the dude with the vacuums that, like, can get people, like, a new, like, identity and, like, place. And the dude's like, yeah, so actually you owe me, like, for... like last time too, because you fucking bailed on me. And so he basically can't give him the money, and he has to go to those fucking people that were also looting. And he's like, yeah, how about we have a 1v1? And the one dumbass is like, yeah, sure, how about a 1v1? And they go, and Jesse wins, and he kills the other dude too, like the other dude that was at, like, the place. And everyone else is like, you know what, no, take all our money. And Jesse's like, alright, bet. And then he just goes, and he, like, the vacuum guy takes him to Alaska, because that's where Mike told him, like, to go. Or something like that. Yeah, I know he had a conversation with Mike, and that's pretty much why he goes to Alaska, but... yeah, oh, and the whole thing of Skinny Pete, Skinny Pete gives him his beanie, which I feel like that's the first time I ever saw Skinny Pete without the beanie.
Dude, that was such a W moment.
Skinny Pete and Badger are both like amazing friends. They're so
good. Yeah, they're good friends, dude.
They're goats, dude.
W characters.
But yeah, I don't know. El Camino, I didn't really care for too much, just because, like I said, the whole thing with.
I like the ending.
Yeah, I like the ending, but like I hate how many fucking flashbacks of Todd there are. It's so. That's the main thing that really ruins that movie for me. Like, yeah, I get it. You get to see like how much more like Jesse got tortured by this guy, but like I got enough from like the first fucking thing. Like I didn't need to see more, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I feel that. That makes sense.
I get it.
So, but yeah, that's like I said. I think it's pretty cool that they give him his like whole wrap up there with El Camino, but at the same time, like I just really wish it would have been in Breaking Bad, to be honest.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's my main thing I had to say about that. Besides that, though,
I agree.
Besides that, though, Breaking Bad is amazing. Love that. Love the whole fucking show. Just like I said, I think the whole part that really got me like uninterested was the beginning of season 4, because it just felt really, really just like I don't know. I don't want to say stale, but like it just felt repetitive and boring. That's my main complaint with the series, though.
Well, I'm glad you finished it, bro, and realized. Damn.
Max. Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul's next, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while. I like even Gunnar, you didn't really finish it yet either. You got to like what episode?
And episode 2, bro.
Yeah, so
I'll get there. It's just I was gonna watch it with Taylor, bro, but I gotta see when she wants to do that.
you valid for that. You valid for that. But
A little bit of tweaking.
I don't know. What did you guys have to say like about Breaking Bad? Is there anything else you want to say?
I thought the ending was good. Like I thought like the ending was perfect, and like it literally like, you know what I mean? Like, I really had no critiques, except for like the El Camino. It was mostly filler, but like it was supplemental content. Like I thought it was cool, and I'm glad they gave Jesse a good ending. You know, like go to air quotes from everything that he's been through. But
No,
the ending of El Camino with Jane, like that just like
Oh, that was a really good moment. That was probably my favorite
that
part
was
of the
like
movie.
damn, because like because Jane was like his true love, bro. Obviously, like, and that was just goated. That like he's where he wants to be with, and he has like her like the spirit of her. You know, like
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I didn't hate Andrea by any means, but I definitely liked.
I know I loved Andrew, but like I was always said Jane was for him. Like Jane was his like, you know.
Dude, superhero girl, apology girl.
Apology girl, bro.
True. No, I feel that. I think that like when I mean like, you know, El Camino was quote unquote like mid for Breaking Bad, was that like a lot of it was just kind of like, it just kind of made Jesse look like an action star, and I didn't even think it was bad. Like the movie entertained me, but I don't think it highlighted the portions of. It didn't highlight the portions of Jesse's character that I adore, like him being like a great, like just a fucking phenomenal human being, like, because most of it was about him trying to get his good ending, and like obviously like there was a lot of things to go through, so like he kind of had to like play the role of. It was kind of like here's Jesse Pinkman playing the role of Mike Ehrmantraut, which is fine and works because we know Jesse is also a badass, but it's just not like, if I was gonna get 2 hours of Jesse content, that's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it was still good, and it was still like fantastic to see like him get like, even though it's not the ending he deserves much better. It's still it's a fresh start, and he's like the only person of the 3 people to get their own like cinematic pieces, like, you know, Saul and Walter and Jesse. He's definitely the one that deserves to get like the good ending where, you know, he doesn't have shit going on and stuff. So I don't know, it's one of those things where I'm super fucking like, I'm happy that he got his ending, and like yeah, that's it. I'm just happy he got the ending he deserved.
Yeah. Wait, the other thing that I don't really know what happened to is whatever happens to Brock. Like, do they ever explain what happened to Brock?
His grandmother.
I don't think. Oh.
He lives with his grandmother. And I think that the movie ends with him, like, giving a letter to Brock, but I think there was supposed to be, like, a reading of the note, but I think that Vince Van Gilligan went against it because he think it, like, I don't know, messed the movie's pacing or something. But, like, it's scripted and you can read it. Like, it's available to read somewhere and it's very touching. I'm trying to remember.
From Jesse to Brock?
Correct.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where to. I think it might just be on like whatever like the Breaking Bad I don't want to say website, but like there's like some kind of official there's like an official thing of a bunch of like director's cuts and director's notes that you can find online, and I'm trying to remember what it is and what it's called, but like there's like you can read out like the letter from Jesse to Brock, and it's pretty touching because I think it kind of like dances around the topic of like him losing his mom. And like like him being like, him being remorseful for it and shit like that because like he witnessed it.
Yeah, it just pretty much it says here on like a summary. It says like it's an attempt at explaining / apologizing / making amends for all the evil Jesse unwillingly brought into Brock's life.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree because from what I understand, it's a very long note. Like I read that like little synopsis and stuff as well, but I never read the full note. But from my understanding, it's like a couple page long note, which makes fucking sense. But I feel like if it was a little shorter, that's why I'm kind of glad that Gilligan did what he did. Because if it was shorter, it would definitely be at the end of the movie. But because it's like 3 pages long, dude, fucking imagine how long, like a 3-page long just Jesse dialogue to him like. That shit would just be like a fucking Toyota truck commercial at that rate. Of him just driving around Alaska.
That would be fun.
But I'm glad Gilligan did give us like something because
yeah.
That was 100% needed.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything I gotta say about Breaking Bad, dude. What a fucking show. Like I said, I'm trying to get through Better Call Saul, but I mean, I don't know. It's gonna take a while for that one. And like,
yep.
I don't know. Like, it's just these first few episodes. I know, and I've literally heard it before too, that like the first few episodes are like really slow, but then you get like, it's like fucking going up the hill and then you slide down the fucking mountain, or like the mountain with the fucking sled or whatever, and it's just like goated, but.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh,
like things just pile up and keep going.
You want to know what we got to end this on?
What?
Top 5 characters. Everyone go around.
You go.
Okay.
You guys can go first.
No Better Call Saul influence allowed.
I'm gonna say so. Number 1. I'm gonna say probably Jesse, my favorite, and then Mike. Then fucking it was I just had it and it escaped me. Fuck. Dude. Tuco.
Amen.
I like Tuco's funny. Man. Tuco's funny, like good because he's funny. Like I think he's just a funny character. Then Jane. I like Jane. And then 5th. I don't know. I can't think of a 5th. I'll fucking Hank, I guess, because I liked Hank. Hank was funny too. I picked kind of mainstream picks, but.
Nah, you're vibing for that.
What about you?
Yeah. You go next, Liam.
All right, I'm gonna say number 1 for me, Sir Jesse Pinkman, of course. Then I think for. Oh man, I think for number 2, like I know. Okay, guys, I know he's a dick, he's awful, but he's written so damn well. I gotta go with Walter number 2, like just in the context of Breaking Bad. And then for 3, I would probably say it is Gus, and then 4 is probably 4 would probably be Hank, and 5 would be. It's very, very, very close between Saul and Tuco. It is very fucking close. But I'm trying to not let the Better Call Saul influence change my mind here, but I want to go with Saul because like he was a very needed change of pace in like the dark, like just the dark aura of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, how do I fucking order this? There's so many good characters. I literally pulled it up. So I'd say probably number 5. I want to say maybe. I don't know. I'm like stuck between a few characters to be honest, dude. I would say number 5. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Jane. I like Jane. Number 4. I'm gonna go with probably Saul. Saul's pretty good. Number 3. I'm gonna go with Badger. I like Badger a lot. I'll go with Hank for number 2. Yeah, I'm trying not to pick Walter to be honest. Like I really like Walter, but I don't know. I like the side. I always like when side characters like have like a really good role. And at number 1,
Yeah,
I gotta
I
pick
agree.
Jesse too. I know, basic answer, but
And it's crazy because like he was supposed to be killed off.
who?
Like such like a Jesse in like season 1 or 2.
Oh yeah, I
They
did
were
hear
supposed to
that.
kill him,
Dude,
which is insane.
but there's so many other good characters I could pick, bro. Like Skinny
I know,
Pete,
like there's a lot of good characters.
like,
Yeah,
dude, even fucking
For real.
Hector, bro. Dude,
Hey, let me see your balls.
Hector with his
Let me see
fucking
your balls.
dude. I am never gonna be over the fucking Bell scene, dude. Like,
That was such a banger scene.
dude, the Bell scene where he's fucking like and he shits himself. Oh my god, dude, that is such a good scene. And you got like Huel. Huel and the fucking other dude are funny. Gus is a fucking amazing villain. Like, dude, I don't know. There's so many good characters, bro. Like, it feels wrong just only picking like 5 of them, dude. Like, I don't know. Even like Gale's kind of a dumbass, but like he's like quirky in his own way. Just I know, dude. If I had to pick top 5 least favorite characters, number 5, I'm gonna give it to Skylar just because I mean, yeah, I sympathize with her, but I still don't really care for her all too much. Number 4, I'll go with fucking Tyrus. I don't know. Number 3, Crazy 8, because fuck him, bro. Literally tried to take advantage. I don't know. Fuck Crazy 8. Number 2, who else do I have? How about for number 2, that fucking one asshole that like had like the nice car, and he goes into the building.
Oh yeah, the
and he's
rich
talking
guy.
shit, and then like Walter blows up his car. And number 1, I mean,
W.
obviously. Well, actually no. I changed that. Fucking all the racist dudes. All the MFs that were in that fucking neo-Nazi group, they can all go in number 2. And obviously number 1's gotta go to fucking dumbass himself, Todd. So... Actually, I don't know, maybe instead of fucking Crazy 8, I'd place of Lydia. Fuck Lydia, too.
Yeah, she's
Dude,
lame,
all the
bro.
ops, dude. Actually, I don't know. There's a lot of fucking characters you could talk L about, dude. Fucking... The rich dudes, like the ones of Gray Matter, fucking Gretchen and other bozo, fuck them,
Bro,
dude.
where Ted Beneke in here?
Ted, yes, Ted, dude. I forgot about
Dude,
Ted.
Ted's
Yeah, like
Ted is a
Bro,
op.
Ted a bottom.
okay, but
I actually low key hate Ted more than Skylar.
like, yeah, no, actually, no. Ted can fucking get replaced instead of Skylar. Ted. Fuck him. The only good thing Ted did was fucking slipping and get bonk his head, dude. That's the only time Ted was a W. But
Real, bro.
Damn. Bro's a great character when he was trying to die. Unreal.
yep, that's how it is. That's how it be. But that's probably my list. Anything else you guys wanna say about it?
I can't think of anything else.
But damn,
we covered a lot, honestly.
Very long episode, but that's okay. We had a lot of fun, bro. Finally finished with Breaking Bad, dude. That's crazy. That was the fucking first episode Gunnar was on here for too.
Dude, true.
And a dude became a staple. Let's go. Too easy.
Too easy, man.
But anyway, guys, if you're watching on Kick today for the very first time, thanks for stopping by. You're a W. If you're watching on YouTube, you're also a W. But anyway, that being said, we'll see you guys next week. And I don't know what we'll be talking about. We'll figure it out as we go. But till next time, keep it virtual. Peace.
Peace.
Adios.